Okay, this is a second skills video for editing line features. And in this video, what we're going to be doing is adding lines to an existing feature class and then adding lines to an empty feature class. And the other thing we're going to be focusing on is this idea of single vertex mode versus streaming mode. And so when we're digitizing, when we're editing, these are very important ideas in terms of which way you want to do this. And so again, specifically, what I want you to be able to do is we're going to add the Monongahela River from the confluence of Point Park to the eastern, well, the southeastern border of Allegheny County. And we're going to do that at 300,000 scale. Then we're going to zoom in to 1 to 12,000 scale, and we're going to add in a very small creek to the streams feature class. But we're going to be doing this using what is called a streaming mode. Okay, and so when we do that, that's a very different way of digitizing. And so that's what we'll focus on. Okay, so here we are again in our ArcMAP document. And again, what we want to do now, you'll notice that we've now kind of fixed the Ohio up here, but the Monongahela should start here and flow all the way down through here, kind of a convoluted way, and end right about here. Now, what's important here is that we're going to be able to, in this case, be using our snapping to make sure that our new part of rivers connects correctly to the river that we're interested in. And so what I'm going to do in this case, because of the flow of the river, and I do want to maintain it, I'm going to start on my from and go to my to. It's not absolutely essential, but these streams actually already have built into them a flow characteristic, so I want to maintain that. So here we go again. We're going to go into our rivers. We're going to right click and we're going to start editing. Our editor toolbar becomes available now, and what we want to do to our rivers, I'm going to click on rivers here, and we're going to be creating a line. Okay, and so what I'm going to be using is my line feature, and this is what we call a straight line feature. And so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to start here, and you'll notice that as I move, I want to make sure that it is co-occurrent with the edge of PA County. So I'm going to click there to start, and then I'm going to start digitizing along. And again, I'm going to do this a little coarsely. I'd like you to try to do this as accurately as you can, again at a 300,000 scale. And here we go, down and around and along. And again, I'm going to be, because we're doing this in a video, I'm going to do it a little quickly, but you get the general idea. And you'll notice that it snapped me to the river's vertex. That last point moved right there. And now that I'm there, I'm going to double click, double left mouse click, and that ends the feature. And in fact, it ends right in the right place. All right, so now I've done that piece. That's adding a line to an existing feature. And remember, if you want that line to connect, you have to make sure that you get a snapping icon on the feature that you want to connect to or from. Now, because this is a connection within the feature class that works, you don't have to worry. It's not actually connected to the edge of the counties, but it simply is co-occurrent. All right, so the next thing we're going to be doing, and I've already bookmarked this, so I'm going to help you find it. We're going to be looking up here, and we're going to be looking for the 9 Mile Creek. And so in my bookmarks, I've already got it there. You're going to have to kind of move along the edge of this and find it. But if you follow, and again, you'll notice my Monongahela is quite a bit off at this level. At a scale of 1 to 12,000, I'm going to enter my scale. What I want you to do now is we're going to create a new feature class within streams that goes along here from my Monongahela all the way up to 376 along this 9 Mile Creek. So that's where we are, and I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can kind of see where I am. And so if you follow the waterfront down, you'll see here is 9 Mile Creek. This is what we're interested in digitizing. Now, a couple of things that I'm going to do real quick to make my life a little bit easier. My rivers, I'm going to open that up, and again, it's already in my case, it's already in editor mode. And what I'm going to do again is I want to move it a little bit closer to this, so I'm going to double click, expose my my vertices. I'm going to add one here, And I'm going to bring this up so that this will work a little bit easier. All right, and so now I'm going to go back into Editor, stop my edits, and save them. And now I'm ready to go into the next piece. So under Streams, I'm going to start editing streams. And again, I'm going to make sure that I'm at 12,000 scale because that influences the accuracy of my digitizing. So I've moved this now, and what I want to do now is what is called a streaming mode of digitizing. And the way that this works is, again, I'm going to select my line tool, and I'm going to start here. And then what I'm going to do is click on the F8 key, and then hold down my left mouse button. And you'll notice that a whole lot of vertices are coming out, but I get a much better shaped line. And so I can follow a very convoluted path with this. And then when I'm done editing, stop here, I'm going to double mouse click again. So again, that is the streaming mode of digitizing. I'm going to do it again real quick right here so that you understand how the process works. So I click once, and I simply move the line around, and it creates kind of a sequence of very tightly spaced vertices. Double click again. Now, you'll notice that as I'm doing this, I'm getting this each time. If I click F8 again, now when I digitize, I'm back in the single vertex mode. You can move between single vertex mode and streaming mode by simply clicking the F8 key again, and now holding down my mouse key. I'm back in this. I click F8 again, and now I'm out of it. And so F8 brings you in and out of streaming mode. Be careful with it because you create a whole lot of vertices, and later on we'll learn how to get rid of some of those vertices. So that's it for digitizing. Now again, I've added some things here, and so I'm going to get rid of those, but we'll meet at the next time for the last video for line.